Hello everyone. So today I'm going to set up this simple water material for our project. So yeah, so I'm going to create this water material from scratch without using any existing material codes. Actually this is a very simple one. So this is the result of the you will get at the end of this episode, but I won't stop it here. So I will continue to improve this further in next episode. So yeah, this is what you will get at the end of this one. Right. And as always, this episode is sponsored by these generous patrons. Thank you very much for the support you guys are giving me. Alright, let's get started. Alright, so this is the infinity bed water material, and yeah, it doesn't look very good. So okay, let's go to our materials folder and create a new material. Let me create a folder. Water. Right, let's create a new material. M water surface, and I'll create a material instance. Let's assign that material instance to this water plane, and let's assign that material instance to this water surface like this. Okay, so let's start implementing the shader. So alright, so I think we might need to use the blending mode translucent. That's because this is going to be a water surface, and so in water we need to be able to see through. So if we use the masked mode, then we would be able to have transparency, but it will be either fully transparent or non-transparent. But only in the translucent mode we can have partial transparency, so that's why I used translucent. Alright, so yeah, let's create a vector parameter. Let's call it watercolor. Actually I don't have prior experience in creating water materials, so I only have used some materials already in the project. So yeah, let's do this and see how it goes. Okay, this would be good for a stylized game. Alright, so now for the next step, let's create a parameter to control opacity. Yeah, it's zero is not good. Let's say 1. No, 1 is also not good because it is fully non-transparent. Let's use 0.5 and apply. Okay, this is also not good, but we have something now. Alright, so now let's add some normal map. Actually I had a normal map in the Infinity Blade pack. I think let's use this one. But we can't use a normal map, because in translucent materials normal input is deactivated. So but we can add this a refraction to the material. So there is a node called Fresnel. This helps us to define the way the light reflects or light interact basically according to the angle of the surface, the from the camera to the surface, the angle that creates from camera to the surface, that means the viewing angle. So we have to add this tangent to world vector transform when we connect a normal map. Yeah, as it said here, as it explains here, it is to connect normal map from tangent space to world space. Let's try that. What's the node again? Tangent to world. No. Vector transform tangent space to world space. Right. And let's connect it. Okay. Now we got something. Oh, right. Here we can, let's promote these two parameters. The default value was 5. Yeah, so I'll put 5 for this one. Base reflect fraction in whatever that means. 0.04 is the default value. I'll put that. And apply. Okay, now we're starting to see something. Let me adjust some parameters just to see what happens when it is. Yeah, let's leave the transparency at a point like this. Exponent in. What happens if I change this? Well, I don't know, something happens. Alright, let's leave them at default values. Okay, now I think it would be better, we should have some transparency here, but as the water surface in far away, I don't think we should have any transparency at all. So yeah, so how can we change that? I think we can have some distanced, let's say is a depth scene depth. I think this is the one we should use. So yeah, let's define the opacity based on the scene depth. That means in near, the scene depth should be, sorry, not scene depth, opacity should be high, and as it go further, the opacity should be 1. That means no transparent at all. So right, I'll define another parameter like this. First, let's divide this with a parameter. I'll call this depth fade, no, depth fade, sorry, distance. Let's try 4000, and then I'll clamp this between 0 and 1. Then I'll do a lerp. This one with let's have another. I'll rename this parameter to opacity min, and then another parameter, I'll call it opacity max. That should be 1. Alright, let's apply and see how it looks. Right, now we can see some of the terrain below the water surface here, but in the distance we don't see anything at all. So yeah, let's try changing some parameters to see how it changes. Okay, good. Shall we change the color? Because I don't think I like it. Alright, now but still we don't see this as water because we don't see any movement, any kind of a ripple effect or anything on the surface. So to have that effect, we should add some movement to this normal map. Right, first let's scale the normal map. Add some tiling. No, texture coordinate, and yeah, here we have U tiling and V tiling. Let me multiply this by a parameter and add it as the input of UV, and I'll promote this as a parameter, so I'll call it tiling. Let's call it ripple scale. As the default value, I'll put 10. And apply. Do I see any difference? Let's try changing it. Yeah, actually I do see difference. Alright, now let's add some movement. To add movement to the ripples, how should I do it? And now before adding ripple effects, yeah, there is a way to activate this some of the reflections to this surface. So basically activating these things. So we can activate if we change this translucency settings if we enable screen space reflections, and then for the lighting model let's try this one. Right, now as you can see we have these all these parameters. So I'll promote them to variables. Metallic I'll put point, no, I'll put 1, and specular also I'll put 1, and roughness I'll put 0, and let's apply and see what happens now. Alright, so now we got a completely reflective surface, but this doesn't look very good actually. Right, so let's try tweaking the, we can't even see the edge of the water surface. Right, so let's try tweaking these parameters first. Wait, I think we need to categorize this, otherwise it is hard to, yeah, let's group this. Base settings, colors, right, now we got nicely grouped here. Under surface settings we have metallic, roughness and specular. Right, so let's try tweaking those values now. So for the, let's work with roughness first. If I make it 0.5, oh, it's like this. 0.2, it's like this. 0.1, it's like this. Okay, what about the metallic? 0.5, 0. Let's put 0.2 for the metallic and specular. What if I make it 0? Now let's reduce the roughness. Okay, so what I think is, in the distance I should get better reflections, and in the near region I don't think I should have much of a reflection. Anyway, now we should change the color. What about opacity now? Right, now let's see what happens if I change this ripple scales. Well, actually I don't see much of a difference here. Okay, right, now that we got the normal input back, let's connect it and see what happens. Alright, now this is good. So now it start to look more like a water surface. Okay, so now let's add movement. So for that I think we have to add to this texture coordinate, and then append. We have to create a vector too, like this. From what parameter, can we create? No, ripple speed a. Now let's call it x, and another parameter ripple speed y as the default value. So I'll put, oh, here it looks good now actually, 1, and apply. Well, the shaders are compiled, but I don't see any difference. Why is that? Okay, so yeah, this is the case. So if I, right, these are not changing actually, we need to change them. So if I move, keep changing these values, you can see the ripples are moving. So we need to change these values, but how? Well, for that, okay, we can use the time value. Right, first I'll assign a group for this one, ripples, and I need to multiply these values with the time, or multiply or something else. Yeah, let's try multiplying first. Now this time should give us an increase in value, so we should have some movement now. Let's see. Okay, so this is too fast, definitely. Where is the instance? Right, let's decrease the speed then. Let's put 0.1, 0.01. Alright, now this is better. Let's try changing the tiling. Ripple scale. What if I put 100? Okay, let's put the player and see how it looks in the player's perspective. Alright, better, but it still doesn't look much like water. And I feel like it's constantly moving in that way. So maybe we should add a second wave of smaller ripples in the opposite direction. So how can we do that? Oh, it looks nice here. Oh, right, maybe. Yeah, let me duplicate this. Well, not just that. Let's call this one big ripples, and can we duplicate this all together? No. Okay, let's select them all and duplicate. Let's call this one small ripples. And what happened to these parameters? Are they same? Yeah, we need different parameters because they are not duplicated. Yeah, let's call it small ripple scale, and as the default value let's try 100. And for this ripple speed, yeah, let's define only one parameter. For here also I think one parameter would be enough, because we don't really care about what is the direction it is going. We only need some movement. A small ripple. Oh, speed. Okay, as a default value I'll put also 10. And how can we combine these two? Can we just add them? Let's see. Okay, it looks like something happened, but not sure. Right, let's apply and see it in the real surface. Okay. Oh, I forgot to categorize them. Small bits. And also, yeah, this speed is 10 is too much. It should be 0.01, something like that. So, but I'll add a minus value. So, because the small ripple should go in the other direction. In that way, we would see a constant, some constant nature in the water surface. Let's see. Yeah, just like I expected. Now this looks better. So let's play with the parameters now. For small ripples, what if I increase this to 400? Actually it looks better. And speed, let's try 5. No, 1 is good. What if I increase this one to like 2? I think 1 is also good for that too. Okay, let's see how this looks with the player. Alright, so this is my simple water material, and yeah, definitely I'm not going to stop improving this at this point because I need to make it a lot better than this, but for now I'll stop here in this episode. So thank you for watching, and as always, if you like to support my work, you can get the membership of my Patreon club. Link would be in the description below. And also once I am done with the material, I'll release a code for that material. I'll let you know, guys. I'll let you know when it is ready. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next episode. Goodbye.